Hi Sam. I'm excited to have you here today for another vocabulary lesson.
Hi Alex. I'm excited too. What's the word for today?
Today we are learning,
Nähe,
which means proximity or closeness.
That's interesting. So, is it mostly about physical closeness, or does it have other meanings too?
Great question.
Nähe,
Primarily refers to physical closeness, like being near someone or something. However, it can also mean emotional closeness, like in relationships. Just remember, it can sometimes be confused with words like narrative in English, which is a bit of a false friend.
So, how do we use
Nähe,
in a sentence?
Nähe,
Is a feminine noun, so it has the article.
die
In the plural, it becomes.
nähen,
For example, you could say,
die Nähe zur Natur ist wichtig.
which means the proximity to nature is important.
That's pretty straightforward. What about the past tense?
Since it's a noun, we don't really have past tenses for it, but if we think of related verbs like,
Nähern,
which means to approach, we can explore those. In the present tense, you would say,
ich nähere mich. Du näherst dich.
and,
Sie, es nähert sich.
in the past tense, you could say,
Ich näherte mich.
Oh. So how does the perfect tense work with that verb?
good question. In the perfect tense, we say,
Ich habe mich genähert.
you can use it in a context like,
Ich habe mich der Gruppe genähert.
meaning I approached the group.
That makes sense. Is there an imperative form for
nähern,
Yes, there is. You would say,
Nähere dich.
which means approach.
where does the word
Nähe,
come from?
Nähe.
Has its roots in Old High German, where it was written as.
Nah.
Over time, it evolved into its current form in Middle High German. It's fascinating how language develops, isn't it?
Absolutely. I love learning about the history behind words.
Now let's break down.
Nähe.
It consists of the root,
Näh.
which means near, and the suffix, which is common for feminine nouns in German.
So it's like building blocks.
Exactly. And since
Nähe.
is a standalone word, we can't split it into a prefix and a root, but the concept of proximity is very clear.
Are there any similar words to
Nähe,
we should know?
Yes, definitely. For example, you have,
Näherung.
which means approach. The root is
ne,
And the suffix
ung,
indicates the action. Then there's
näher,
which means closer.
What about other words with the same prefix?
Sure. We can look at
näher,
meaning closer,
nähern,
meaning to nourish, and
Nähmaschinen,
meaning sewing machines.
That's a lot of words.
It is. And if we explore some words with the same suffix,
ung,
you'll find
Beseitigung,
meaning removal,
Erziehung,
meaning education, and
Entwicklung,
meaning development.
Wow, I'm learning a lot today.
Now let's practice using
Nähe,
in real-life situations. Imagine you are at a party. You could say,
ich bin in der Nähe von der Küche.
which means I am near the kitchen.
Ich bin in der Nähe von der Küche.
Perfect. Now, let's say you are talking about your best friend. You might say,
In meiner Nähe ist immer mein bester Freund.
meaning my best friend is always near me.
In meiner Nähe ist immer mein bester Freund.
Great job. One more example, you might want to express your feelings. You could say,
Ich fühle mich wohl in deiner Nähe.
which means I feel good in your proximity.
Ich fühle mich wohl in deiner Nähe.
Excellent.
Is there a way to remember that?
Nähe.
Is feminine.
Yes. Many feminine nouns in German end with. You could visualize a woman standing close to someone to help remember it.
That's a good idea.
Also, in terms of usage,
Nähe,
is informal and formal. It fits into phrases like,
in der Nähe,
meaning in the vicinity, or
die Nähe suchen,
meaning to seek closeness.
Are there any words that are commonly confused with?
Nähe.
Yes, be careful with
näher,
and.
nähern,
They can confuse learners, but they relate to the concept of closeness in action.
Can you give me a few more example sentences with?
Nähe.
Sure. For instance,
die Nähe zum Wasser ist schön.
means the proximity to the water is nice. Another example is,
Ich bin gerne in der Nähe von Freunden.
meaning I like being near friends.
That's really helpful.
Another sentence could be,
Wir haben uns in der Nähe des Marktes getroffen.
which means we met near the market. And one more,
Die Nähe von der Schule ist praktisch.
meaning the proximity to the school is practical.
These are great examples.
Now, let's do a quick recall check. Can you tell me the gender of?
Nähe,
It's feminine, right?
Correct. What does
Nähe
mean?
It means proximity or closeness.
Good. Can you give me the present tense forms of
nähern,
Sure.
Ich nähere mich. Du näherst dich.
And
Sie es nähert sich.
That's right. How do you say I approached in German?
Ich näherte mich.
Exactly. And last, what's a good way to remember the gender of
Nähe,
Maybe the ending for feminine nouns.
perfect? You've done amazing today.
Thanks, Alex. This has been so much fun.
I'm glad to hear that. Remember, the key takeaway is to use
Nähe,
whenever you talk about closeness or proximity. Keep practicing, and you'll master it in no time.
I will. Looking forward to our next lesson.
Me too. See you next time.